Vihiga. Vile tumesema hiki ni kikao cha kwanza ambapo tunafanya ile kwa microphone wanasemaga testing kuhakikisha kwamba tunaweza kuhakisha bunge letu linafikia wananchi mashinani. Najaribu kungojea kwa sababu speaker wetu anaanza kujivalisha yale magwanda yake, na akifika hapa usimwangalie kama yule Hasna Mdeizi mheshimiwa, unajua muangalie kama speaker ama kiongozi wa kitengo cha pili cha serikali ya kaunti ya Vihiga ambaye amewezesha kikao hiki. Pia tunajua kwamba tunatarajia speaker wetu wa Senate ambaye atakuwa anajiunga naye. Pia tutaweza kumkaribisha wakati huo ikifika. Ilifaa tukue hapa na waziri Eugene Wamalwa, alikuwa amesafiri, lakini naelezewa kwamba aliweza kuwa recalled na Commander in Chief of the Republic of Kenya na hakuwa na budi ila kurudi, lakini najua kwamba heri zake njema zitafika ili kuhakikisha kwamba tunaweza kutembea pamoja. Asante. Asante sana. Asante. Kumbushwa tu, ukiona hawa wale wamevaa magwanda ya blue, hawa wanaitwa Sergeant at Arms. Hawa ndio wataweza kuleta speaker, na hii ndio security yetu kwa assembly. Wanaelewa zile mipangilio, na hapa ndani wakati kikao kinaendelea na ukose kufuata sheria, wakati speaker ameingia na ameketi, ni kama koti. Ukitoka kama unaenda kujisaidia, tafadhali inama kuangalia speaker, alafu kaondoke kwa heshima na utaratibu. Wakati kikao kinaendelea, kwa heshima kubwa, simu zetu tuzime tafadhali, ama tuweke kwa silent mode. Maanake ikilia tukiwa kikao kimeanza, speaker anaweza peana order, ukashikwe na ukakue handed over kwa commander ambaye tayari yako hapa, uwekwe mahali ambapo haitakuwa mzuri, kwa sababu ni heshima. Zile sheria hupitishwa katika bunge hili, zinatumika katika vizazi vya kaunti hii, population ya karibu watu 600, na zitatumika kwa vizazi vijavyo. Wakati kikao kinaendelea, kinapewa heshima kubwa sana, maanake ile sheria inatungwa ni sheria ambayo haitanufaisha sisi tu, bali itanufaisha hata vizazi vijavyo. Kwa hivyo sheria ni kwamba wakati speaker ameketi, wakati unataka kutoka, labda unataka kwenda kujisaidia, tafadhali utaweza kuinama kabla uondoke. Na kama speaker amesimama, kila mtu lazima ufreeze. Kama ulikuwa umeketi, keti. Kama ulikuwa unatembea umefika pale kwa mlango, tafadhali usiendelee kutembea. Simama pale pale mpaka wakati ataketi. Hiyo ndio heshima ya bunge. Tafadhali naomba, manake tulitaka mjue ile kazi uendelee huku bungeni, na itakuwa bora tukaweza kujua ili tuelewe kwamba hiki ni kikao rasmi na lazima zile sheria ambazo zimewekwa tukaweze kuziangalia. Kwa hivyo wale wanatembea, tafadhali mtaweza kujumuika na wale Sergeant at Arms, especially security ya county executive. Mtacoordinate na Sergeant at Arms kujua ni wapi tunaweza ingilia na wapi tunaweza kupeana ile heshima, kuhakikisha kwamba kikao hiki kikirekodiwa lazima kikuwe na zile misingi ya sheria ambazo zinakubalika. Kikao hiki kawaida, vikao vya bunge huwa recorded kwa ile tunaita Hansard. Hiyo ndio sababu tunaomba wakati kikao kimeanza usitengeneze kelele tafadhali. Simu isilie, ili yale ambayo yanaweza kunukuliwa ama yanaweza kuwekwa kwenye Hansard isikuwe na hiyo kelele ikatatanishe yule ambaye atakuwa anazituweka kwenye daftari la maandishi. Karibuni sana kwenye kikao hiki. Najua kwamba mtaweza kujumuika nasi. Na vile nilisema, kikao hiki kitakuwa na sehemu mbili. Sehemu ya kwanza ni kikao rasmi, pale ambapo speaker ataingia na pia governor ataingia kupeana hotuba yake kwa ile kazi ameweza kutekeleza mwaka uliopita na kazi ambayo anapanga kutekeleza kwa mwaka ambao unakuja. Akishamaliza kutakuwa na kunyamaza. Kuna viongozi wa assembly peke yao ndio ambao watakubaliwa kuongea. Wananchi tukumbuke, kwa heshima kubwa, wananchi tukumbuke ya kwamba kikao hiki kikiendelea hauruhusiwi kuuliza swali, kwa maana wewe sio mbunge wa eneo wadi lolote. Wale wanatambulika wakati kikao kinaendelea ni waheshimiwa MCAs ambao wanawakilisha eneo tofauti tofauti na pia wale wabunge wateule. Baada ya kikao, speaker ata-adjourn session kwa sababu hii ni special sitting. Akisha adjourn atatoka na baadaye atarudi kwa sehemu ya pili ambayo itakuwa committee of the whole house, na hii haina sheria mingi, haitafuata sheria mingi kama kikao rasmi. Hapa ndio tutaweza kupata viongozi wetu wakituongelesha, tukipewa lengo la siku ya leo, na pia tukiweza kupata hotuba kutoka kwa viongozi wetu ambao tuko nao hapa, kiwemo wabunge wetu, wakiwemo deputy governors na wengine ambao wamefika, na pia hotuba kutoka kwa county commissioner na labda kuintroduce vikosi vyake, na pia mwishowe tutamalizia na hotuba kutoka kwa gavana. Atatuelezea mawaziri wake, gavana ambaye atatuelezea mawaziri wake, chief officers, ile kazi wanafanya kwa njia ya ufupi zaidi. Alafu baadaye tutaweza kumaliza kikao kwa maongezi kidogo pia ya baadhi ya viongozi wa assembly, akiwemo mwakilishi wa eneo wodi la Central Maragoli ambaye ataweza kuelekeza wengine. Kwa hivyo ningependa kuomba tu kwa heshima, naona matayarisho tayari inakuwa tayari. Naona wameshavaa magwanda kwa mbali. Mkumbuke speaker akiingia sote tutaweza kusimama. Alafu tutaweza kupata maombi ya kikao rasmi, na vile nimeelezea, akishaingia tafadhali, ukitaka kutoka nje kwenda kujisaidia ama kwa shughuli nyingine yoyote, tafadhali inamia kiti ya speaker kwa ile heshima ambayo imewekwa kwa minajili ya sheria. Tafadhali weka simu kwenye silent mode. Tafadhali fuata masharti ya afya katika kuhakikisha kwamba pia tunazingatia ile protocols zimewekwa na Ministry of... Asante sana. Asante sana. Asante sana. Pia tunapoendelea tutapata speaker akijiunga nasi, alafu kikao kitaanza. Asante sana. Hiki ni kikao rasmi cha bunge la Assembly ya Vihiga.
fathers here.
Let us rise and pray. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and county assemblies for the welfare of the society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with abundant favor as your servant, whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of important tasks in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us, here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner, as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country, and of those whose interests you have committed to our charge. Amen. Clerk, order number 1.
Order number 1, administration of oath.
Order number 2.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Honorable members, I do have a communication to make. Your Excellencies, honorable members, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my humble pleasure to welcome you all to this special sitting that was procedurally and legally gazetted via Gazette Notice number 10839, and the contents thereto are attached as to the venue and time. I therefore wish to confirm that in compliance with the laid down set of rules, we are properly convened. Your Excellencies, honorable members, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Part 4, Section 24 of our standing orders stipulates as follows. Section 24(1) reads, the Governor shall address a special sitting of the County Assembly in chamber once every year and may address County Assembly at any other time and place. Section 24(2) reads as follows. The Speaker shall notify the members of the place, date and time of a sitting under paragraph 1. Further guided, our standing orders number 26(3) makes provisions and guides on how the business of the special sitting shall be undertaken during the address of His Excellency, the Governor. When delivering an address to the County Assembly, the Governor shall be heard in silence, and the address shall not be followed by any comment or question. Consequently, the Speaker may, in consultation with the leader of majority party and the leader of the minority party, allow the Governor of the county or other such visiting dignitary to address the County Assembly on such occasions as may be appropriate. Your Excellencies, honorable members, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we are therefore privileged to have you today to grace 2 special events: the launch of the public participation program dubbed Bunge Mashinani, and the 3rd State of the County address by His Excellency the Governor, Dr. Wilbur Otichilo. Your Excellencies, honorable members, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, immediately after our plenary session, we will move into the next phase of the activity for the day, being the launch of Bunge Mashinani program. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, feel most welcome. Your presence here means a lot to this county, to the Assembly, in your respective representative capacity as religious leaders, women leaders, youths, business persons, persons living with disability, civil societies, judiciary, and all our partners, and not forgetting also our administration. I wish to recognize you all in a special way. Karibuni sana. Let me remind us of all that we continue to observe the COVID-19 protocols as set out by the Ministry of Health. We have various hand-washing points at strategic locations. Kindly make use of them as necessary as possible. There are also hand sanitizers should anyone be in need. Our officers will be able to assist you. On behalf of my Assembly, I wish to acknowledge with humility the presence of the Right Honorable Speaker, Senate Ken Lusaka. Our Cabinet Secretary, Devolution, ASA, Honorable Eugene Wamalwa, who was scheduled to be here. Perhaps he'll join us later, but we do recognize and appreciate the fact that he had accepted this invitation. Our Senator Kaniri, the same. Due to one or two reasons, he intended to be here, and he may join us as well. Our MP, Honorable Kagesi, Vihiga County Women Rep, Honorable Adagala, thank you for your presence. The youths present, our Deputy Governor, our distinguished guests, governors who are, deputy governors who are present, religious leaders, our elders, administration, we all appreciate your presence. We had also invited His Excellency Honorable Musalia Mudavadi. We accept his apologies. And the MP for Sabatia, also Honorable Agoi, MP for Luanda, Honorable Chris Omulele, and the U.S. Ambassador Kyle Makata. I want to remind all of us that the U.S. Ambassador and U.S. Ahadi had been quite instrumental to the functions of this assembly in terms of capacity building and training of the honorable members. We had invited them, but for one reason or another, they may not be able to be here today with us. Also ensure that your masks are worn properly and all at times. At this juncture, it is my humble pleasure to take this opportunity to invite His Excellency the Governor of Vihiga, His Excellency Dr. Wilbur Asilwa Otichilo, to give his third State of the County address. Your Excellency. Thank you.
While he is seated and standing, I would like to take this opportunity on behalf of the Council of Governors to observe 1 minute of silence for the demise of our beloved Governor for Nyamira, His Excellency Nyangarama. Let's have 1 minute of silence. Thank you, and be seated. Madam Speaker, the Speaker of the County Assembly of Vihiga, our chief guest, the Speaker of the Senate, His Excellency Honorable Ken Lusaka, the Deputy Governors in attendance, our honorable members of Parliament in attendance, our honorable guests in attendance, our MCAs, our honorable members of the MCAs, and all invited guests. Good afternoon. As we have heard from the Speaker of our Assembly, this is a day the Governor has a chance to address the Assembly and the entire people of Vihiga County on what has transpired during the entire year, that is 2020. Therefore, without wasting time, I'll go straight to my speech. Madam Speaker, I am indeed delighted to deliver my third State of the County address to the great people and leaders of Vihiga County during this special County Assembly sitting outside the official chambers. It is my statutory obligation to deliver this address as provided for in the County Government Act of 2012, Section 30K. This annual State of the County address outlines the development achievements and challenges in the county during the year 2019-2020 financial year, and the proposed development projects and programs for the year 2020-2021. In my first and second State of the County address, which I delivered to the people of Vihiga County on 18th October 2018 and 31st October 2019, I outlined the challenges my administration was facing and how I was going to deal with the same, as well as the development achievements we have made despite of the challenges we faced during the reporting period. I further gave an outline of the projects and programs that my administration had planned to undertake during 2019-2020 financial year. In this third State of the County address, I will present an overview of the development achievements and challenges of my administration for the year 2019-2020 financial year. I'll also briefly outline the planned and budgeted for development projects for 2020-2021 financial year and the envisioned challenges. Madam Speaker, this State of the County address is organized as follows. The first section is the introduction, while the second section highlights the major development milestones that my administration was able to achieve during the first 2 years of my administration. These socio-economic milestones have had significant impact on the lives and livelihoods of the people of Vihiga County. The third section presents the details of the development achievements and challenges during 2019-2020 financial year period. The fourth section presents highlights of the planned development projects, programs, and activities earmarked for 2020-2021 financial year. The fifth and last section presents emerging issues, way forward, and my concluding remarks. The main highlights of the previous addresses. Madam Speaker, during my first and second State of the County address, I identified a number of challenges that we were facing, which slowed down the rate of progress towards delivering on our development agenda. My administration continues to face some of the previously stated challenges, which include delay in the release of development funds by National Treasury, the historical pending bills burden, bloated human workforce and poor work ethics and attitudes, inadequate qualified and experienced human resource, limited resource streams for our own resource revenue collection, and lastly, high expectations from our people. Although some of these challenges still remain unresolved, I'm happy to note that we have significantly addressed challenges regarding putting in place an effective governance system, reduction in corruption practices, and overall improvement in on-source revenue collection. Madam Speaker, during the first address, 2017-2018 financial year, I outlined the achievements my administration had made. The main achievements were as follows: development and launching of the 2018-2022 County Integrated Development Plan, which forms the basis of our development agenda. Ensuring uninterrupted supply of drugs and non-pharmaceutical materials to all our health facilities. Commencement of the construction of the hospital plaza at Vihiga County Referral Hospital, governors and deputy governors' residences. Commencement on the construction of Mwitoko Fish Farm and Training Center. In collaboration with the national government, we commenced the implementation of the Belgium Water Project, upgrading Maseno, Mbale, and Kaimosi water supplies. We constructed 75 ECD classrooms. We renovated 26 TVET facilities and registered the same with the National Ministry of Education and Technical Training. We also did improvement in TVET enrollment in the county from 2,900 students to 4,572 students. We revamped the Vihiga County Education Fund by increasing its budgetary allocation for each ward from Kenya shillings 1 million to 4 million shillings per year. During the period, 27,000 farmers received subsidized fertilizers and certified seed. During the same period, we had a lot of outbreaks of animal diseases, particularly the East Coast fever, and as a result, we vaccinated 37,428 animals during the period. During the same period, we opened up roads within the county of 79 kilometers in various wards. During the same period, we procured 75 dairy animals and 80 dairy goats, which were given to various farmer groups to improve milk production in the county. During the same period, we initiated the implementation of the National Agricultural and Rural Inclusive Growth Project, famously known as NAGRIP. We also increased our source of revenue collection, from 93 million in 2016-2017 to 143 million during 2017-2018. Madam Speaker, during the 2018-2019 financial year, my administration made significant achievements in all sectors of our economy. And Madam Speaker, you allow me just to mention a few, because in my speech I have 24 projects that I've identified, but I'll only mention a few. We installed 32 and 64 slice CT scan at our referral hospital. Our referral hospital had never had CT scan. We managed to put 2 CT scans at the hospital. We established dental units across all sub-counties. We also implemented the program Mother and Child Maternal Care Program, popularly known as Otichlo Care Program. We completed and opened various health facilities in the county. We operationalized Mwitoko Fish Farm, specializing in fingerlings production and training. We distributed fertilizer, top dressing fertilizer, and 2 kg package of certified maize seed to 34,000 farmers. We distributed 20,000 coffee seedlings to coffee farmers within the county, 20,000 avocado seedlings, and 30,000 tea seedlings to our farmers. We distributed a total of 80 dairy goats to farmers within Vihiga during the period. We installed high-mast floodlights and ordinary street lighting in strategic locations and markets across the county for enhanced security and business operation. During the same period, we procured and delivered the first county fire engine, rapid response vehicle, and hiring of trained fire marshals for fire emergency response in the county. During the same period, we constructed 108 new ECD classrooms across the county. During the same period, Madam Speaker, we operationalized our famous geospatial technology services in the county. And this is a service that is available in this county, and Vihiga is a leader in geospatial technologies. And we have been able to train about 15 other counties who have come to do benchmarking in our county. And we are very proud of what we have done on this technology. We established County Trade and Enterprise Fund with Kenya shillings 34 million distributed to the youth and women traders in the county. We opened 91 kilometers of new roads and maintained 205 kilometers of roads in the entire county. Madam Speaker, the implementation of the above stated development projects and programs had the following socio-economic impacts. 1, with the improved and development of new road networks, we opened access within the county and eased communication for various economic activities in the county. Installation of high-mast flood lights and market street lights in strategic points across the county has improved the security of the areas and facilitated extended time of doing business. In education, development, improvement, and equipping of TVET institutions led to increase in the enrollment of students by 68% compared to the previous year. Construction and keeping of the new ECD classrooms, coupled with improved remuneration of ECD teachers, saw the growth of the sector by 42% in terms of enrollment and graduation of ECD pupils. In agriculture, distribution of farm inputs, dairy animals, development of Mitoko fish farm, and production of African leafy vegetables saw to the progression of Vihiga County economy from predominantly subsistence economy to agribusiness and commercialization of agricultural value chains. The county witnessed improvement in healthcare systems and better service delivery with the provision of modern diagnostic facilities, devolving further specialized services like dental and surgical theaters to sub-county hospitals, implementation of a teacher care program, and strengthening of preventive healthcare systems through CHV program. Restoration and rehabilitation of our environmental jewels like the Maragoli Hills, Efsiekwe Hills, traditional forests, and restoration of our water catchment areas have seen the improvement of water catchment areas in terms of provision of water. Under the Kenya Urban Support Program, beautification and infrastructure development of the Vihiga municipality has built up and established Mbale, Majengo, Mudete, and Chavakale as key economic hubs of Vihiga County. In trade, construction of new market sheds, border stage sheds, and establishment of trade and enterprise fund has promoted the development and improvement of businesses, business working environment, and ease of access to business financing. Let me now turn to the main highlights of the year 2019-2020. Madam Speaker, my earlier address has so far focused on the achievements of my administration during my first 2 years in office. Let me now turn my address to the achievement and challenges during my third year, which is the main focus of today's address. Madam Speaker, during the financial year 2019-2020, the county received Kenya shillings 4.25 billion as equitable share of revenue raised annually. We also received 850 million as total conditional grants. The county also raised 148 million from on-source revenue. Madam Speaker, overall, on-source revenue for 2019-2020 financial year decreased by 16.8% compared to the previous year, 2018-2019, when on-source revenue increased by 24%. Our on-source revenue decreased from Kenya shillings 148 million in 2018-2019 to 148 million Kenya shillings in 2019-2020. The revenue shortfalls for the financial year 2019-2020 were largely due to the COVID-19 pandemic and the measures undertaken by the government to prevent its spread by closing markets and business premises, which were the main sources of revenue for the county. We also suspended the collection of revenue during the 3 months of April, May, and June 2020. Total expenditure during 2019-2020 financial year amounted to 5.1 billion, comprising of Kenya shillings 3.79 billion and Kenya shillings 1.32 billion for recurrent and development expenditure, respectively. The previous year, 2018-2019, had a total of Kenya shillings 5.75 billion, comprising of 4.1 billion and Kenya shillings 1.64 billion for recurrent and development expenditure, respectively. It is clear from these statistics that during the year under review, fewer financial resources were spent on development compared to the previous year. Madam Speaker, implementation of 2019-2020 financial year projects and programs faced a number of challenges that led to the overall average development performance and delivery of services during the year. Among the key challenges we faced were the coronavirus, COVID-19 global pandemic, delayed release of development funds by the National Treasury, historical pending bills burden. During that year, we paid over 450 million for pending bills, which we should have otherwise used for development. We also face serious lack of technical capacity in most of our departments. We also lacked capacity and capability by some of our contractors that were awarded the projects. We also, as I indicated earlier, we still have a challenge with the poor work ethics and attitudes. Also during the year in review, we had a major problem on overemployment of our health workers, which has given us a lot of challenge, but I'm happy now we are addressing this matter so that we can move forward. Madam Speaker, the single most important challenge that seriously affected our development activities and programs was COVID-19 pandemic. To contain the coronavirus pandemic, we were forced to channel substantive amount of our resources to combating the deadly disease. Efforts had to be made to rapidly establish proper and specialized health facilities in readiness for the anticipated explosion of COVID-19 patient cases in the county. These efforts included the establishment of 200-bed capacity isolation centers, procurement of personal protective equipment, PPEs, water tanks, hand sanitizers, provision of water, and deployment of vehicles for contact tracing and communication. Madam Speaker, as I give this address, Vihiga County has reported a total of 138 confirmed positive COVID cases. Out of these, a total of 95 have recovered. 5 have succumbed to the disease, and 37 are currently isolated, home-based care. We have been unfortunate, Madam Speaker, to have our health workers, 21 of our health workers also tested positive for COVID-19, and unfortunately, we lost one of them. As a county government, we continue to play our part in creating awareness of this pandemic in our communities and the danger it poses.